Day three on our 5-day journey through lead generation, lead conversion, lead follow-up, using previews to build relationships, creating emotional proximity, and listing your way to success. Today, we are going to discuss previews equal relationships. And as always, I've got 7 key points for you. Please write them down. Number 1, don't judge away opportunity. 2, care, trust, help. 3, remove walls. 4, enthusiasm, love their home. 5, ask questions, listen, look for motivation. 6, exit conversation. 7, follow-up plan. All right, starting with number 1, don't judge away opportunity. So many real estate coaches and not Brian Buffini, he doesn't do this. Mike Ferry, Tom Ferry, and so on, are going to coach you to qualify. They're going to teach you and coach you. Don't go on the appointment unless they are ready, willing, and able to sell their home, or ready, willing, and able to list their home. My strategy is very different. My strategy is get face-to-face with everybody that you can. Don't judge away opportunity. If you hear a for sale by owner, for example, say, I'm never going to list my home, and if I do, I've already got a realtor. Well, ready, willing, able to list their home? No. So if you're listening to those coaches who are telling you those things, that's a bad lead. Yes or yes. In my strategy, there are no such things as bad leads. Somebody tells me I'm never going to list my home, and if I do, I already have a real estate agent. My response is awesome. So does today at 4 work, or would 5 be better for you? I'm only paying 1% if I do list my home. Cool. 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. I want $700,000 for my home, and you know it's not worth more than $600,000. Cool. 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. There is nothing they can say that's going to cause me not to go. Now, I slow down when I'm saying this, and it still just shocks me when somebody will come to me and say, John, I got an appointment. It's so exciting. I did it using your strategies, using your scripts, and I'm excited. However, it's a really bad lead. I'm like, what? Why is it a bad lead? Well, because they want more money for their home than it's worth, or because they're unrealistic, or because they're not motivated. And I'm thinking, whoa, you're not listening. The purpose of the call is to get the appointment, period, the end. The purpose of the appointment is to build a relationship to follow up from. It's not to go get a listing. In 15 years of listing an average of 10 to 12 homes every month, I never, on a for sale by owner appointment, for example, or meeting with an expired listing, for example, I never, not once, got the listing on the first appointment. It was always in follow-up. The purpose of the appointment is to build a foundation to follow up from. Number 2, care, trust, help. The moment you show up at that front door, you're interviewing for the job. Even with that person who told you, I'm never going to list my home. If I do, I already have a real estate agent, blah, blah, blah. You are interviewing for the job. They are looking at you and asking themselves, if I were to list my home, is Beth the right agent for the job? Is Lonnie the right agent for the job? Now, here's the 3 questions they're asking themselves. Do you care about me? Can I trust you? And can you help me? Now, it's your job to convey that you care about them, they can trust you, and you can help them. In other words, you know what you're doing. And arrive on time, confirm the appointment, be on time. If you schedule an appointment for 4 and you show up at their front door at 4:15, do you care about them? No. Can they trust you? No. Show up on time. Confirm the appointment. Show up dressed for business. Be a professional. You have 10 seconds to make a great first impression. This is your Kodak moment. When they open that door, the moment they open up that door, big smile. Hey, Lonnie, John Dietz, we had an appointment today at 4:00. It's 4:00. May I come in? Now, I may not be that enthusiastic because, holy cow, what's wrong with this guy? But watch this. Hi, Lonnie, John Dietz. We had an appointment for 4:00. It's 4:00. Can I come in? How excited are you about meeting with that person? Say, I'm not. Exactly. Hi, Lonnie, John Dietz. We had an appointment for 4 p.m. It's 4 p.m. May I come in? All right. You have 10 seconds to make a great first impression. The moment you walk in that door, care, trust. Would you like me to take off my shoes, or are they okay? Be different. Nobody else is doing this. It's something small that's going to make you stand out. If they have a dog, stop and pet the dog. Ask what the dog's name is. People who are dog lovers are paying attention to this. If you come in my house and you ignore Casper, you lose with me. He's my buddy. I love that dog. Because I love that dog, I want you to love that dog. All right. Remove walls, number 3. Before you got there, the moment you show up at the front door, and for a period of time, there's this wall between you and the homeowner. In other words, they're at this point where they're feeling like, I don't know if I can trust you yet. You know, you're a dirty, rotten real estate agent who's just here to list my home. And you need to change that paradigm. You need to be able to remove that wall and go from being playing against them to being on their side. In other words, Beth, you and I are partners. I'm here to help you. We are side by side. We are going to get this done, and we're going to get it done together. Now, you'll see it. You can almost see that moment where things just change and they go from being really defensive and really shut down to they open up. And you have to remove walls. Now, how do you do it? Okay. Ask questions. Take notes. When you ask questions, listen to what they say. Be enthusiastic. Like their home. Find common ground. By the way, common ground does not mean, oh, they've got a picture of your favorite team on the wall. Let's say it's the Florida Gators, because I'm in Florida. You love the Gators. I love the Gators. Gators, Gators, Gators. No, that's not common ground. Find common ground. Pay attention to them. Ask great questions. Don't come from a position of you want to list their home. You're not there to do that. You're there to help them. Remove walls. Number 4, enthusiasm. Love their home. As you're touring their home, love their home. At least like it. I can't tell you how many appointments I've been on and had the homeowner tell me, you know, John, so-and-so was here and they didn't even like my home. Why would I hire them? Good question. Good question. You need to like their home. Be enthusiastic as you're taking notes. Take notes out loud. In other words, you're in the kitchen. Holy cow, I love your kitchen. Granite countertops, maple cabinets. I'm writing all of this down. Travertine floors, that's a question. Okay, I'm asking travertine floors, swing up. It's a question. Yes, they're travertine floors. I love your kitchen. Did you update the kitchen? When did you do that? And that's going to really help sell your home. Be enthusiastic about their home. They love your home. You need to love their home as well. All right. Number 5, ask questions, listen, and look for motivation. So as you're touring the home, ask questions about the house. How old is your roof? It looks like you've put in new windows. I mean, you know the house is 40 years old and it's got brand new windows. When did you replace the windows? Ask questions that a buyer would ask. In other words, how old's the AC? How old's the roof? How old is the hot water? heater. Just ask questions that a buyer is going to ask. If they back to water, ask them, how big of a boat can I put behind your home? If I have a boat, I'm a boater, and I want to get out to the ocean, do I have any fixed bridges that I need to go under? Or can I put a 50-foot yacht behind your home? Ask questions, write down the answers. Also ask motivation questions. So for example, again, for sell by owner, Beth, when your home sells, just out of curiosity, where are you moving to? Now I've mixed that question into all of the questions that I'm asking about Beth's home. It's intentional, but it doesn't sound intentional. So just out of curiosity, where are you moving to? Beth says, Tampa. So what's in Tampa? How soon do you want to be there? Just out of curiosity, do you need to sell your home in order to move to Tampa? Pay attention. If they tell you, well, we've already bought a home, it's new construction. Oh, that's awesome. When's it going to be finished? Why is that question important? Well, it's important because more than likely they need to sell their home in order to close on the new construction home. And if they're not ready to close when that closing date arrives, they're going to lose the home, lose the deposit. They have a lot to lose, and it's critically important they get their home sold in time to be able to close on new construction. So pay attention, ask questions, listen, look for motivation. Number 6, exit conversation. So before I leave, we're standing at the front door and script. Lonnie, thank you for showing me your home. You have an absolutely beautiful home. I'm positive it's going to sell. Now, just out of curiosity, is it okay if I ask you a couple questions? Lonnie says, yes, cool. So in my experience, most for sell by owners have a game plan for how long they're going to sell their home by owner before they hire a professional like me. Just out of curiosity, what's your game plan? She says 3 weeks. Cool. I'll work really, really hard to help find a buyer for you in the next 3 weeks. And just in case it doesn't sell, I'd love the opportunity to interview for the job to sell your home. Now, don't be surprised if you hear somebody say Monday. You're meeting with them on Friday. You ask this question, what's your game plan? And they respond with Monday. We have an open house tomorrow. We have an open house on Sunday. If it doesn't go under contract, we're listing the house. Now, are they going to offer this information to you without you asking? No, they're not. So simply ask, and you're going to find out, holy cow, they're listing the house on Monday. So then what do? Well, you schedule the appointment. If I can show you how I can sell your home for more money in less time, could I interview for the opportunity to help you sell your home? All right, the follow-up question. So one more question before I leave. Is that okay? Cool. Thank you. Again, in my experience, most for sell by owners are selling by owner in order to save on the commission. Is that the reason you're selling by owner? The answer is yes, of course it is. And when I scheduled the appointment, I know you shared with me that you'll pay 3% to a buyer's agent if they sell your home. Is that correct? Yes, it is. Cool. So the difference between selling your home by owner and working with a professional like me is just 3%. Is that correct? Now, here's what you're looking for. You're looking for 2 words, all right? Magic words. Please write them down. You're right, or that's right. Magic words in negotiation. That's right. You're right. Now, where do you go from there? Nowhere. You've dropped the bomb and you're walking away. You're just going to plant that seed so that that seller has a paradigm shift. They go from thinking it's going to be 6% to sell their home or $30,000 to sell that $500,000 home to, it's only 15. They're going to have a moment of frustration. Promise you. And when they do, they're going to go back to this conversation. They're going to go, you know, Lonnie made a good point. It's not 30,000. It's only 15,000. Maybe we should call her. Better yet, you follow up with them and you ask, how's it going? And you hear, not so good. Actually, we were going to give you a call. Cool. How can I help you? All right. Exit conversation is key. Don't skip it. Don't shortcut any of this. Number 7, follow-up plan. So the follow-up plan is the same with every seller, and it's different. So it's the same in that you're going to communicate once a week for 8 weeks. And then you're going to communicate once every other week for the next. Let me back up for a moment. You're going to communicate once a week for 4 weeks. And then you're going to communicate with them once every other week for the next 2 months. And then after the 3rd month, you're going to call once a month. Now that call once a month, that never stops. It could be 3 years later, and you're still calling them once a month until they list their home or they sell their home. And you're creating emotional proximity. We talked about that yesterday, simply because you're following up. And when they get ready, they get serious, you're the one who's closest to them. Now, how could the follow-up plan be different? Well, if you know you have somebody that is motivated, they're going to list their home in the next couple of weeks, then you're going to call them once every 2 or 3 days. Now, how do you do that without being pushy? Well, first of all, don't be pushy. It's all in your tonality. It's all in your presentation. You pleasantly persistent. Lonnie, John Dietz again. Thank you for taking my call. And I just wanted to follow up with you as promised, see how are things going, and is there anything I can do for you today? And you hear, no, John, I'm good. Okay, that's awesome. I'll call you back in a couple days just to check in. And if there's anything you need, I'm a phone call away. Now, what if you hear you don't need to keep calling? If it's okay with you, I'm going to keep calling. And here's why, because I don't want you to forget me. And you're going to hear, trust me, we couldn't forget you. And I want you to respond with, I appreciate that. And I'm going to follow up with you because I want to be there for you when you need me. I'm not going to be pushy. I promise. I'm just following up so that I'm available if you need me. They're going to be okay with that. They're going to just give in and say, okay, keep calling. And you should keep calling. And when you follow this system, you follow this model, you're going to get more seller listings. Now, I know that I gave you a lot of examples from for sale by owners. This works when you're on an appointment from an expired listing call. Just change the words. It works if you're meeting with somebody that you met through circle prospecting. In other words, a home in your neighborhood recently sold. Great news. Our challenge now is we have buyers that are still looking for great homes like yours. Who do you know that might be thinking of selling their home? And you hear me, but probably not for another 3 or 4 months, maybe 6 months. Awesome. I'd love to pop by, take a look at your home, get an idea of what your asking price is. And in the meantime, between now and 3 or 4 months from now, if I could find a buyer and bring you an offer, would you at least want to see the offer? Cool. In order to do that, I need to meet with you. Does today at 4 work, or would 5 be better? Now, it's the same process, just change the questions a little bit and meet with people. Get face-to-face with people. Don't judge away opportunity. Matter of fact, make it a standard that you're going to find one person every day who's trying to sell their home, who was trying to sell their home, or who is thinking of selling their home, and meet with one person every single day. You'll meet with 250, working 50 weeks a year, 5 days a week. Now you have 250 people in your pipeline that you're following up with. Minimum 10% are going to hire you. there's 25 seller listings from going on one appointment a day. More likely, you're going to have about a 20% conversion ratio on those. So that's 50 seller listings from not judging away opportunity and going on every appointment and following this system.